Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we are going to be making a yummy snack, and it is going to be sweet and salty party nuts. So come along with me and let's get started. So as the name implies, these are both sweet and a little salty and spicy, and you can control both of those on your own based on your own personal preferences. But they're very easy and they only have a couple of ingredients, so you will be well on your way to snacking very quickly. Let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to need to preheat your oven to 300 degrees. You are also going to need a parchment-lined baking tray. I recommend definitely using parchment for this because you're going to want to be able to remove your nuts when they are finished. So I have just coated mine with a little bit of avocado oil spray just as a good measure. I already have my nuts prepared. These are 4 pounds of nuts. I have 2 pounds of almonds and 2 pounds of pecans that I have butter roasted. And how I butter roast my nuts will be linked, so you can follow the instructions for that to get to this point. So to begin the process, you want to start with your roasted nuts. And the first thing that we're going to do is the next step. To facilitate our sweetener and spices sticking to our nuts, we need to give them some kind of tack. So we're going to be doing that with egg white here. And you want to make your egg white foamy. So I'm going to whirl mine a little bit in my food processor. You can just whip it up in a bowl with a fork or a whisk if you want to, but I like using my mini processor for this. You are also going to need about a tablespoon of water. So I'm going to try to get just the white in. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the water in there with my 1 egg white. And I'm just going to whirl this around for a little bit, and you'll see that it starts to get foamy. So you can see that our egg white and water is all nice and foamy. And that's what we're looking for. This is going to help all of our seasonings and sweetener to stick to our roasted nuts. So I'm just going to pour this over the nuts and stir them around. And they need to sit for 5 minutes to soak up the egg mixture. So while we are waiting for our egg white and water mixture to soak into our roasted nuts, we can go ahead and begin assembling the sweet and salty part of our party nuts. So you are going to need some kind of large plastic bag. I'm just using a Ziploc bag here, but you want the larger gallon size. You want to be able to do all your nuts at one time, so you want something that's fairly large. And we are going to be placing our sweetener and our seasonings in here. So you are going to want 1/3 of a cup of Sucrin Gold or brown sugar alternative sweetener. Different brands make the brown sugar alternative. I think Swerve makes one, but you do want the brown sugar version if you have access to it. And I have 1/3 of a cup here in my bag. You can put more or less sweetener depending on your tastes, but we like these fairly sweet, so that's why I'm using 1/3 of a cup. So to our sweetener, we are going to start adding our spices to make it salty and spicy. So you're going to need chili powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, and cayenne. Now the cayenne is optional. If you don't care for things quite spicy, you can omit the cayenne. And of course you can change up any of the seasonings if they're not the ones you enjoy, but these happen to be the ones that I am using. So the first thing that I'm going to put in is the ground cumin, and I want about a tablespoon of this. Next, I'm going to do the chili powder, and I want 2 teaspoons of this one. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the garlic powder, and I want also 1 teaspoon of this. Okay, 1 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Now, as far as the cayenne pepper goes, you can use as little as 1/8 of a teaspoon, 1/4. You can go however you want with the cayenne. I like it spicy, so I'm going to put in probably about 1/2 teaspoon of the cayenne. But once again, definitely do the seasonings to your taste. Okay, so I'm going to seal up my bag, and I'm just going to kind of incorporate these a bit before we add our nuts. Okay, so our seasoning blend is well blended. Now we're going to add our nuts, seal it back up, and shake, just like the old-fashioned shake and bake commercials. And I helped. In our nuts go. Smells good. All right, you want to make sure that your bag is definitely sealed when you do this part. Now we're just going to start combining them. All right, there they are. Now we're going to put them on our tray. So once again, you need a large baking tray, and I have put parchment paper on mine and sprayed it a bit with avocado oil spray. I've also clipped mine with my stainless steel clips to help hold it down in the oven. These are always linked in our Amazon favorites if you're looking for something similar. So I'm just going to evenly spread these out. So we are going to bake them on the first side for 10 minutes in our 300-degree oven. Then we're going to stir them and bake them for another 10 minutes. So to begin, that's 10 minutes on 300 degrees. So they've been in for 10 minutes. I'm going to give them a stir. Okay, I'm going to put them back in for 10 more minutes. All right, here are the sweet and salty party nuts. And we've got our testers, Jay, and we also have a guest co-tester, Izzy.
Hi.
So we get a 2-for test.
All right.
Tell us what you think.
You can go first. You can start. What do you think?
I like them a lot. They're like salty and sweet, but also a little bit spicy.
Awesome.
You can really taste like the creaminess from the nut. I guess.
Creaminess?
Yeah.
Really?
Nuttiness.
Oh,
She's going to grow up and be a descriptive writer.
Yeah? Actually, she's really good at that. So, I do taste more sweetness today. So, I think these have to sit overnight. Because yesterday I didn't taste anything. You did. But I didn't taste any sweetness at all.
Okay.
So I think they have to sit overnight.
Okay.
That's just my own humble opinion.
You taste sweetness now?
I do.
Okay. All right.
I taste some sweetness now, and I also, I do agree with what Izzy said.
Okay.
Creamy, blah, blah,
Oh, good.
blah, blah. So, no, it was really good. And We also discovered that I like stuff super sweet.
Yes, I think we have discovered that.
So
Yes.
you can get more.
All right. Well, thank you very much, our tasting twosome.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us again tonight, you guys. We hope that you enjoy the nuts as much as we have been. We hope that you will consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. We would love to have you be a part of our ketogenic family. We upload twice a week. On Wednesdays, we have Keto Conversations, and that's where we get together and talk about different keto lifestyle topics. Sometimes it's food unboxing, sometimes we have grocery hauls, what we eat on this lifestyle, and sometimes we just sit around our kitchen table and talk about the keto lifestyle. On Sundays is when our new recipes go up. Sometimes they're sweet and sometimes they're savory, and sometimes they're a snack, like this time, and they're sweet and savory. But definitely hit the bell so you know when that happens. We are on social media. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest, and a little bit of TikTok. So definitely join us there, and that is CJ's Keto Kitchen everywhere. If you need any information for this particular recipe or other recipes that we have made in the past, all of those are on our blog, and that is cjsketokitchen.com. And there you will find all the ingredients, the recipes, most of which are printable, tips and tricks, CJ's taste test follow-up, and any other information that you might need. So we hope that you will come back and see us again next time. And until then, be safe and be well.